So, Voss, what's it like? What does it feel like when you're that hot?
Tonight was just my night. It felt good, you know. My teammates was just giving me the ball, was looking for me today, and shots was falling for me, and just got it rolling.
Coaches always talk about you guys want any team wanting to be dialed in from the start of a game. You guys on both ends seem to be dialed in. How focused is this team right now?
We're extremely focused right now. We've got a goal, and obviously it's at the end of the year, but it takes a game at a time. Um, quite honestly, the second half probably wasn't very good for us defensively. We kind of let it turn into like kind of what Coach said, a pickup game. But we're still able to produce on the other end, which kind of led to what the score was at the end of the day. And I don't want to take anything away from North Dakota State. They're a great team with great players. I think Grant Nelson is an eventual NBA player. Then they've got a lot of other good fillers in there as well who's really good players too. So this is a great team. I just think we had a great night tonight too. So.
Yeah, no doubt. Just to piggyback what Coop said, tonight was a hell of a night for us, beat the team by about 20, 30 points. But overall, we just taking it game by game and just not switching up the approach.
You guys, 9 steals to 1, 5 blocks to 2. It seemed like you deflected every pass in the first half. Your activity tonight, just talk about how active you guys were.
Yeah, we preach on it every single day. If we're not impacting the ball and letting teams just pass it around and get these open shots, they're college basketball players. They're going to make plays if there's no pressure around them or at the rim. It's a high level game each and every game that you play in. Don't matter if you're playing D1, D2, D3. So the more you impact the ball, percentages show. They're going to miss more shots. They're going to turn the ball over more. So just trying to do the winning things. So.
No doubt, no doubt. Again, just continue to do the winning things, and Coach harp on it every day in practice on the deflections, and we count them starting last practice. So it's just something that we really, really pay attention to.
Coop, everyone wants to point to the offense on a night where you score over the century mark. Of course, many people will do that. But what's the biggest differences you feel like you guys have made defensively from a year ago? I know a lot of it has to do with how you guys switch defensively, just how that's really amplified everything, what Rick alluded to with your guys' length, your athleticism, your tenacity, but it's also a little bit of a defensive scheme, a difference in defensive scheme that you guys have this year.
Yeah, it's night in, night out. It's going to be different, obviously depending on personnel. Like Nelson tonight, we're trying to get down there and double him off his back downs because he's elite at doing it. So being able to get the ball out of their best players' hands, that's going to be key for us all year round. But you hit it on the head. We're extremely long, athletic compared to last year, but I think the main thing is we've got a lot of guys in that locker room that's got a high IQ that understands the game, and even when they make a bad play, they try to make the best of that bad play. So that's the thing that I think I love the most about this team is just the camaraderie when you're out on that floor and how we fight within each other, especially on that defensive end, because that's what's going to win us championships at the end of the day. So.
Coop, 3-0, first time in 11 years. I think you've been here. What's it like to start 3-0 as you guys get a sense of how special this team can be heading certainly into a big week next week on the road?
Yeah, it feels awesome. Like I said, I haven't got to experience it yet, and I think one of the biggest motivators for me is hearing Coach say that I haven't won anything since I've been here, it's true. It's a big motivation for me to, have good minutes while I'm out there and lift my teammates up and make sure that they're doing the best that they can do as well. And I think it goes to show with this man here tonight. That you're not just going to see that just tonight. It's going to be all season long too. So.
Speaking of camaraderie, who's providing the leadership that? Like tonight, the bench was alive. There's 13 guys that played tonight. Keeping them happy is obviously a challenge, and so far it's working, but who's in charge of that?
I mean, really, we really don't have a guy, a leader. I mean, this is an older group, so everybody's held accountable, I feel like everybody got a good insole, and I feel like that's what makes it so dangerous, just getting everybody input and being together.
Yeah, when you mix a high number of high IQ guys together, typically a lot of good things are going to happen, and whether that's on the floor or on the bench or off the floor, these guys cheer for one another, and I see it every single day. Whether we're playing 2K against each other at home, playing video games, or whether we're on that floor competing against each other in practice, these guys love one another, and I think it just shows to go when we step on this floor this year for sure. So.
What did Julian do?
He just stepped on the floor, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he just? What was he doing? Was he
I think
jumping up
he
with
hit
you?
a shot. Yeah, he came on the floor during the game, just being excited.
Falling off the course, so it was really on the side out there.
Heck yeah. It's just the energy, man. You gotta love it.
I can think I speak for everybody in here. The main way to describe you guys this year is fun. So fun to watch. I mean, the intensity on both ends is just unmatched and kind of unrivaled from years past. I mean, what's it like kind of being just in the environment, just kind of in the locker room at practice? Like, what's different from this year than last year?
You go down the roster, man. You talk about just Xavier, Cade, Julian, or even Coop, man. Each day, each practice is something new. Energy is there, and it's just a fun group to be around, you know, and you can see it. And we've been saying it from the first practice that this group is special, and hopefully y'all can start to see it as we can continue to get this thing rolling.
We love the game of basketball, man. That's something about this group that, you know, feels a little bit different, and that's no knock to my last, 35 years I've been here, but we really love this game. We step on that floor. It means a lot to us, to come out and win that game. And like I said, it doesn't matter if, Robbie Avila's scoring 30 or Kavasi or McCauley scoring 30. As long as we come out up top, it's a great day for us. So.
No doubt.
Coop, you had that feeling for a while in the second half too.
Yep, just feeding on this guy right here, man. You play with elite players; they only make you elite. So,
boys, I think one thing I have to add. I think Josh Schertz, your head coach, from last season to this year, very different dynamic from both your guys' game plans, offensively, defensively. I mean, I think he's really done an impressive job with how you guys have been playing. What are your quick thoughts on him, just how he's turned this basketball team around?
yeah, he's got a lot more freedom, especially on that offensive end this year. We've got guys who, I don't know, everybody on this team could put the ball in the basket at somewhat of a high level. So, like he just said a little bit ago, you're not doing your job. I've got enough people on this floor to hold you accountable, where you either just sit down or you won't play. So that raises a high bar for every single one of us, and for him, I think that's the key to winning. You have good players that play against each other every single day. It's going to make them better. It's going to make him better. It's going to make me better, him, everybody around the system. So at the end of the day, I don't think his schematics has changed dramatically. I think he is who he is, and that's an elite offensive scheme basketball coach who pounds on defense for every team that he's got. But every single day that we come out here, we love this game enough to be able to, do what we need to do. So,
No doubt. And, when I left Coach Schertz, we was on a 32-game win streak. So last year, I didn't really see the real Schertz. So coming back this year, I definitely see a familiar Schertz and a familiar coach, and a coach I love playing for. And you can see it, and it bleed into our players and each guy. So it's definitely a good feeling.
I don't know if you guys heard, but it is the first time since 1985 that Indiana State has scored 100 points against a Division I team. Coop, that was your freshman year, so you probably remember that very well.
I ain't lost my hair yet. It's still up there.
Yeah. But you guys have talked just about that offensive versatility at time and again, but how do you guys just keep that hunger going? It seems like you guys have had 3 really good results, but how do you still come back to work each and every day? And Voss, you can start us off, just how you keep that axe to grind for you guys as you go throughout the year.
Really just not being complacent, taking game in each one at a time and just seeing the bigger picture, and not just letting it fall down, I just feel like that's a big key to us, and I feel like going forward, that's something we got to focus on.
Yeah, just being in that moment, keeping it one game at a time. Make sure your focus is on the end result. And while you're within that game, make sure you're focused on each play. I think our hunger comes from, specifically that is what the end result looks like each and every game for us. And like I said, we have a goal at the end of the year, and that's obviously to win a championship and get to the tournament. But you can't do that, not until you finish the play at a time, whatever game you're in, day at a time, practice at a time, whatever it is. So just being hungry for the next day, I think, is our biggest thing right now, and trying to stay in this moment. So.